Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, listen to me. I was just about ready to go to sleep. And then, thanks to the almighty grace that is YouTube's bell icon actually working for a change, they uploaded, well, I should say, Gino Samuel uploaded part 51, which is going to be the further continuation of the financial crisis. One of my favourite sagas of all time. It just is. Also, I should point out, ladies and gentlemen, is that I'm going to be doing videos on Gino's third channel, in which he discusses monsters from Japanese folklore. So make sure to go check out Gino's third channel as well. I'm so looking forward to his monster series that, and I hope those who are watching at home at least will want to try and give it a shot as well, because Gino works far too hard for what he does, and I think at some point he's gonna have to spread his wings, and just talk more things that he wants to talk about. I reckon Gino is one of those guys who you could give him any subject in the world and he will find a way to make a 50+ video series about it. So with all that being said and done, last time we checked up, somebody decided to send over medical personnel to see if Barb was still alive, and she is. So let's get started with part 51. So let's begin in 3, 2, 1, and oh no. Oh no. Oh, I think I know what's coming. We haven't had one of these since part 10. Warning. The following video contains descriptions of self-inflicted bodily harm which some viewers may find upsetting. Is it too late to pull out of doing this at 10 o'clock at night? It's too late. You were warned.
What made her this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Christian.
I get nervous when I see warnings in the beginning, because it makes me feel yeah.
On June 17th, 2016, Christine uploaded a YouTube video in which she reads the first chapter of a work of online fanfiction called Unicorns, Rainbows, and a Bluebird of Happiness, written by Kiwi Forums member Reverend Lovejoy, who frequently communicated with her, posing as an online friend. It was later revealed that William Elliot Waterman had regained Chris's trust and had convinced her to start making the videos because he told her that she would likely receive monetary donations from people in return.
I want to firstly thank everybody for their donations. We received a generous amount. My mom chose the term red flag. Not distressed, but anyway, she got her medication for her asthma, so that's good. Very good. And with a little bit of that, I had to pull her bank account out of the red because a couple of...
Okay, we're not even 2 minutes into this and I already feel like my blood is beginning to boil. Chris hasn't even got to the point of saying thank you for people donating him just to make sure he doesn't go into debt. And now he's complaining about how he had to work just to get things back on track. Chris, you do realize what happens if you don't get any money. It's almost because of your almost physical repulsion to work. To earn money in any capacity whatsoever is why, but I think we all know the rest, so what's the point?
automatic drafts. But anyway, we still need money to help us be able to eat better for the rest of the month. But also, our electric bill came, and it's...
Well, okay, you know what, Electric Bill? Well, do you really need this lamp to be on? Or do you really need, well, I suppose he needs the PS4 one, but why not just buy a digital camcorder?
Do immediately, rounding up to about $200. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm beginning a new series of a recommended story called Unicorns, Rainbows, and a Bluebird of Happiness. I have not read this thing, though I started to recently, but I checked with my friend who assures me that it all ends a lot better than the way it sounds at first. So anyway, it'll be like a chapter per day, every other day or so. But anyway, we're doing this. I'm gonna start reading chapter 1.
Right.
Chapter 1, Laundry Day.
Okay.
Let's see. Do I have everything? An average-sized man with pink hair said with a smile as he stood in the center of his bedroom wearing a light blue tuxedo, as well as a pair of pink and blue checkered pants.
She would continue to read through the book over the next 2 weeks, recording only the first 4 chapters out of the 14-chapter-long story. On June 19th, Chris wished a happy Father's Day to all to-be, still alive, and departed fathers, honoring her own father, Bob Chandler, by posting a previously unreleased photograph of him. 3 days later,
nice.
Marvin, former Major Troll, QB Farm's moderator, and administrator of the Quickie, leaked a recent video of Christine in which she advertises her services as a prostitute.
Oh,
The reasons for production and means of acquisition of the video are not certain.
Hello, ladies.
Oh,
How'd
God.
you like to spend a little quality time with this sexy bod, huh?
Oh, God. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I can't do this. Sorry, guys. I'm looking away. I mean, guys, I feel like I haven't slept for days, and I have to look at. I'm not looking. I'm just gonna look. You know what? Forget it. Let's not pussyfoot around this. Let's just play this, just so it can be over faster. Let's pretend that can happen. How would you like to spend a little quality time with this sexy bod too? If trailer trash redneck is what you consider sexy bod, then go right ahead. I'm not interested.
These sexy breasts.
Pouting like some kind of strange, conflicted kitten. I do not particularly. Oh, and oh God, like you cannot be this desperate, because know what?
And the thing that I was wrongfully born with down there. Ooh. Good quality time. Can have it one way, or we can play it the lesbian way. So, for $50, we can do a cuddle, or $100, we can do pretty much near anything. I don't do anal, though. I don't do anal. But we'll do anything else. We can even romp with toys. And I have lots of hidden potential. So send an email. Give me a response. Tell me you want a little lovely, sexy evening with Miss Stephanie Buscakes.
I thought she was called.
Advice to the email only. Nobody with STDs. And no.
Oh wait, no, Stephanie Buscakes. That's apparently her name as a prostitute, because I don't know. I don't know. Let's just leave it at I don't know.
Only women of any orientation need apply. No, straight, lesbian, and bi.
Oh, well, now you're being specific again.
Y'all got the pussy? I'm very happy to work.
Oh,
Just a little bit of that.
stop it, Chris! Please stop it! No.
I meant to show up my booty. Did booty look good enough for you? So, respond now.
1 second. There we are. There you are. Guys, I responded to the video, not to Chris.
On June 26th, Christine posted a short random thought on Facebook, simply writing, "Hosiery and stockings are one of society's non-conforming garments." The next day, Chris wrote a rare
I'm pretty sure she was meant to say pantyhose, but whatever, I don't know. However,
tweet on the social media site Twitter, directed at her half-brother, Cole Smithy, angry at him since he apparently lived in New York's bleeding Carnegie Hall, with rent set at $2,000 per month, and so could also afford to support their mother, Barbara. Later that day, Chris wrote a heated Facebook post elaborating on the same topic. "This just in! Hashtag Joseph Cole Smithy, residing in Carnegie Hall with wife as early as 2000. More than $2,000 a month's rent. Pissing and burning away money. Should really be sharing it with his caring biological mother and sister. Mother paid his way through schools. Paid for his car, reared him with lots of love and care. Mother and daughter really could use financial help. Cole hates his..."
I didn't remember this part about the crisis, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be honest. Chris is angry at his brother, paying rent in New York City, living with his wife, where all he really wants is to just send the money to him. Chris... What? I need to I need to take a moment because I really need to think about how I'm supposed to process this. Chris is angry at his brother for being responsible and getting on with his life. And because Cole could actually afford to live in a place and pay rent, Chris thinks that... Guys, there is nothing you could have told me before doing this video. Nothing you could have ever have showed me, let alone that video of Chris advertising himself as a prostitute, that could ever prove in any semblance of doubt in my mind that Chris seriously has, in every single way, more than just autism that is a part of his life. I am now 100% convinced he must have been born with, neurological narcissistic personality disorder, because I honestly cannot think of anything else to suggest anything else at this point. Everything is fitting into place. Narcissistic personality disorder, being mad at his members of his own bullying him, basically, by saying that Chris Cole is somehow in the wrong for paying money for mortgage. You know what? Because of that, I actually am going to say this. I don't even care when we get up to the point where they say about the self-infliction. I honestly couldn't care less at this point. Because you know what? If Chris had any sense whatsoever, he should have learned better a long time ago. But who are we kidding anymore? Guys, think about it. Who are we kidding? Chris thinking that he's going to learn better. This shit pisses me. This is like putting a middle... And Chris, just to let you know, if this is in any way going to convince Cole to come home, I'm going to tell you what, it isn't. If I was Joseph Cole Smithy, forget New York, I would move to England. I would move to the other side of the universe just to get away from Chris and his
own mother over father issues and false rumors spread by aunts and uncles. Never contacts neither his mother or sister.
Was one of them Aunt Karina? Because I reckon Aunt Karina would have lied, basically, just to protect those involved. I generally don't know that, but...
Christine Weston Chandler, quoted, "We hardly ever hear from the b****erd. Hashtag JCS is quoted to be world's smartest a-hole. Update. I just relearned and confirmed with a past signature care package sent to Cole last Christmas that he currently lives a few buildings down East 90th from Carnegie."
So now you're doxing your brother. How fucking... You're a complete... This is absolute. I cannot believe this.
Hall. But he did live at Carnegie Hall as early as 2000, as confirmed by a Christmas card mailed to our mother, December of 2000. This was a couple of years before the b****erd disowned her. The block must still have very pricey rent anyhow. Money burner. The post also included a new drawing in which Cole sits in his Carnegie Hall residence, literally burning a box of money originally designated for his mother and sister by throwing it into the fireplace. At the same time, his TV shows a report of the Chandler's house fire, while he's thinking that the theatrical play version of A Christmas Carol at Carnegie Hall is garbage due to its good ending. Christine's Strossum gal pal, Kim Wilson, left a comment on her post, writing that Cole had a different experience with his mother than Chris did, and his feelings about her should be treated as valid. On June 29th, she made 2 videos for YouTube, in the first of which she asks for more donations and apologizes to the male gender.
But first I do have a couple of announcements to make. We received a good number of donations, but we could still do better.
Guys, I just want to rip this. I want to burn this. I want to burn this whole thing down, because let's think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this step by step, just so everyone understands how I am absolutely. If you didn't think I was really, really angry before, let's think about this. Chris just gets advice about, reading fanfiction, maybe receiving monetary donations. He only does the first 4 parts. He's too fucking lazy to do anything else. He doesn't thank anybody for the donations. Immediately goes back to begging for more, despite the fact he is surrounded by all of this garbage, and then calls his own half-brother a bastard, claiming he's a money burner, even though and now he's begging for more. And he apparently is going to apologize. Fuck your apology, Chris. I do not need your apology. I didn't need your apology before. I certainly don't need it now. So, listen, you... Listen up, you four-eyed seaweed-looking fuck. Get off your backside and actually do something for a living. Not for anyone else, but just for the satisfaction of knowing that you've actually come to terms of what you actually have to do. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Because I know for a fact Chris and Bob are still alive to this day, and I'm not saying that in spite, I'm saying that literally as a matter of fact, but it's the fact that they get through this. And I don't really want to spoil anything, but they get through this crisis. But to be honest, I don't care. In fact, it would have been a great satisfaction for Chris to have... Because of what's going to happen next. I'm just laying that on the line.
And, yeah, it's fair. We've managed for the most part. Anyway, I also have a most sincere and direct apology to all the males worldwide around the world, of which the details come to my attention that we have more than in common. And I wrote it down, so go read my apology.
You think you could have rehearsed your apology, or looked sincere just before you give your apology? I'm turning into Alec Benson Leary, but I think I'm a lot more angrier than Alec Benson Leary could ever be, because for the very first time in this channel's history, the rage aspect, the name of this channel, is actually now coming into play. Because, oh my god, you have to really, really try to piss me off at every single angle. And that, it takes strength. And it also takes great resilience on my part to not just flip the table.
Gentlemen of the world, I have learned and realized that y'all, as a male, are okay. All people, female, and
are okay. That's it. We are just okay. I know this apology was going to be bullshit to begin with, but this... Actually, forget it. It's just bullshit.
And male are more alike than we realize. We are all the same inside the womb. Half of us come out changed from that, and half of us gets to remain unchanged. And really the difference between genders is the one mutation created by the chromosome, and the varying levels of mentality and ability individually. And for putting y'all down as a group, I deeply apologize. Deeply and sincerely. I respect you each as people and individuals, but I still maintain the respectable arm's length distance when being approached in person.
In the next video,
Okay, steady on, Jim. Please, just don't. Guys. I'm not angry at Chris. I am not even slightly upset at Chris. I'm not even a little bit annoyed at Chris or pissed off. I'm not even really that concerned anymore. Like I said, his opinions absolutely mean absolutely nothing. Because, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, Chris treats them as though these things are nothing. I can't even tear through this friggin' handkerchief. I just needed to try because I felt like I needed to get some built-up frustration out of my system. I just wanted to do that. All I could say right now is, Chris, I don't accept your apology, and like I said before, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. I think everyone involved watching this is disappointed. I think if this is you believing you are sincere, Chris, then I think you're a little bit too late in doing it. Because if that's you being sincere, then you before begging outright for donations is not sincere, and therefore nobody will buy into it. Nobody buys you, Chris. Nobody really thinks you're in that much trouble. But if you are, the least you could do is try to look a little bit more concerned. Or, again, do something about it on your own, Chris. You're an adult. And also, don't waste around money you should be keeping on to. And also, don't run over Michael Slider. Because really, Michael Slider is almost the catalyst to how all this began anyway, when you decided to run him over for when you trespassed on his property. You knew what you were doing, Chris. Don't pretend you don't. Including macing somebody at GameStop. These are on you, Chris. Not on us. Don't think we need your apology to us. I think there are a few more people you want to be apologizing to, but you know what? I think that's a little bit too much to ask coming from someone like you. Now, how's that for being sincere, ladies and gentlemen? Please let me know if you think so. Okay, so after I've had the opportunity to calm down, We're only 10 minutes into this video, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if I can at least try and stay calm. I'll try, honestly.
Chris states that she has allegedly cured herself of autism through the use.
Okay, forget it. No. Forget it. Forget that, Chris. Okay, no, never mind. Let's hear what he's got to say. Let's do it.
Of binaural beats.
I've actually been on a subliminal project, as a lot of you, or some of you, may have been aware of through my history or whatever that I try to keep private amongst my YouTube.
Too late for that.
Settings. But I have been enjoying for the past 3 months the get rid of autism subliminal. The one that actually works in 3 months. You listen 3 times per day. 3 to 6 times. I have been doing it, and I've actually found myself more mentally capable. I do not blank out as much. I feel a little bit faster in mental processing. And I feel a whole lot better. So with that, I'm essentially cured of autism. Oh, and also I've actually been able to socialize better out in public. So that's another good deal right there. I'm going to put the link underneath this video. And those of y'all with autism, try it for yourself. Play 3 times per day for 3 months. It worked for me.
Well, okay, first, few things. One, I have Asperger's syndrome. Technically, that's meant to be one and the same with autism anyway. Second of all, I am in no way convinced whatsoever. Sorry about that. I am absolutely in no way convinced whatsoever that Chris has actually done it, or whether or not those subliminal videos work. Because, you want to know how I know about this? Because Chris is the sort of person who will literally never learn from anything he's ever done, ever. Let's see how long it actually takes before he falls back on this excuse, or what exactly he blows his money on that he keeps begging people for. Let's see how long it takes before Chris goes back on his words. Because trust me, it will not be very long. Also, in case I haven't said this before, I would not want to have my Asperger's cured, even if I wanted to. Because, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm better off with it. I wish Chris could say the same, because this is the same man who straight up said he would throw away the cure for autism for a PS3. This is also the man who said if they found a cure for autism, he said he would be the first in line, with literally no regard for anyone else who might need it more than Chris does. Narcissistic personality disorder, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still going with that. If only they could cure that, as well as Chris's mind-numbing stupidity. That's I think what everyone would want to see.
On July 3rd, Christine wrote a post on the news aggregate and discussion site Reddit, specifically in the subreddit dedicated to discussing the series of YouTube channels run by an organization of creators known collectively.
Oh no, here it comes. Chris harassing Doopy-Doo over. Let's see again. So, the whole thing about his autism and the money, both, it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And in case you don't know wow, well, here it comes.
Collectively as Planet Dolan. In her post, she revealed her opinions regarding a revelation learned from a recent Planet Dolan video. Hey, boys, get ready to have your minds blown. As Planet Dolan has said, everyone is female inside the womb until if and when the Y chromosome mutates the girl to be a boy. Which, when you really think about it, with everyone being female initially, even pre-birth, being manly or manliness is very much made up. Anyhow, and you can try this at home in private. Push, maybe tough, into the center of the skin patch between your legs, the taint. You may find 1 or 2 grooves hidden under there. One of them, yes, is your unbirthable vagina, since the uterus would be shrunk during the Y mutation. Punchline, if every gay male knew about this, all they'd have to do is cut their taint, and they'd have a new hole to play with. Seriously though,
I'm just going to do something very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Just to give us 1 minute here. Where's just give us 1 second here, guys. Where's Right, there we go. Done. What I just did there, ladies and gentlemen, is that I wrote a thing to a YouTuber called Luke Alexander, who is gay and has this wonderful, wonderful personality in the videos he does. He's a really, really insightful and a really, really deep guy. And like I said before, he is gay, and just for reading this alone, I feel as if people like Luke deserve much better than Chris. I cannot even believe guys, I'm not angry now. I don't know not why, but I feel like that's one of the most insulting things I'm starting to like cry, because you have another hole to play with. Chris, forget this confirms one thing now that I never thought I could have possibly imagined further. Chris really does see people as toys. Chris really thinks people are nothing more than just toys with moving parts and beating and organs and beating hearts, and thinks that he can just wind up or play buttons with. I've never in my life heard of. You know why I think it's so sad? Because that is one of the coldest, one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard in my life. Punchline: if every gay male knew about this, all they have to do is cut their taint and they have another hole to play with. Forget Donald Trump telling people to inadvertently tell him to drink bleach. This. Right, okay. So, at the risk of my brother coming back in again and mocking me for crying, I'm going to continue this. Yeah, just to let you know, my brother mocks people for crying. Please bear that in mind if you come to know who he is down the road.
Maybe professional sugary would be best for that business opening. Or, for the price of Wi-Fi and your YouTube viewing device, you could try opening it in as soon as 6 months, less if listened to more often with a subliminal track.
I wish somebody out there would have called the police on Chris for suggesting this, because I honest to God think that why somebody didn't think about arresting Chris, because he's telling people to cut themselves and then put it on the internet. Let that sink in. Let that sink in, and then tell me if you think that's worth saying. Please.
On July 9th, Chris made a lengthy video on YouTube featuring several announcements.
Hello everybody, this is a tired Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again.
Tired. Chris, I've worked 6 days this week. I only get Sundays off. Fuck you for thinking what tired means.
Again, with announcements. I have been made aware that the recent video logs for reading Rainbows, Unicorns, and the Bluebird Happiness are not very popular. Well, you can definitely blame that on Mr. Bill, because he was the one that suggested I do it. Anyway, and then I have been made aware that y'all would like maybe something original, and in the lines of like a day in my life. But guess what? I tell you what, my days have been short lately, and I know that in my subconscious there's a new thing that's gonna press on my anxiety and stress levels and just totally drain me all over again, where I'm not gonna feel like doing anything. It just drives me bonkers. And then the finances. There's this always with the finances here, the mortgage, the bills, everything. I know you don't want to hear this shit because y'all have these problems yourselves in your own way, but you know what? I'm in over my head. Anyway, I don't hear anything from Sega officially, and I really would prefer actually to get in the mailbox physically at home. I don't check my emails that often.
Maybe you should, Chris.
Even though my lay friends do. And sometimes they have to thin out the trolls and whatnot. But I'll tell you what, official Sega representative, fly on over. Proof, him or herself, to me, and then we could actually get talking right here in Ruckersville. But no. And Saichu is actually, I believe, could be the next big thing for Sega.
You've been saying that since 2009, Chris. Face facts. It's not.
Guess she helped pull Sonic out of the ground. With all the darn fanfiction directions, should have kept it original, Sega. Stick to the original plots and whatnot. Not change a darn thing, including the arm color change, which I'm glad that got finally resolved with the new Mario and Sonic Olympic game. And then on. Finances. Mortgage payments. We really could use some more money around here, because as quickly as it comes in, it goes out. Because we gotta pay bills and we gotta get food around here. We gotta keep ourselves fed and everything. So please help us. I really do want to deliver new Sachi and Roastu content, but it's hard for me to get back to the pages and drawing with all this stress in my life.
What stress, Chris? Please let me know what stress you have. Because it doesn't stop you from buying Lego, as far as I know.
And I really would like to be able... I should made.
Actually, it also doesn't stop you from telling people on Reddit for gay people to cut themselves open to grow a vagina to quote-unquote play with another hole. It doesn't stop you from that, Chris. So, again, you need to work on this sincere thing, Chris, because I still do not buy it.
Little to no progress on the orders from Etsy store. I mean, I'm working on getting myself motivated to do all that. And if I had the money, I'd reimburse everybody. But I don't have $1,000 or so. It's all got to go out to the food, the bills, everything, and it's driving me crazy.
Also, it hasn't stopped him from stress signing either. That's another thing.
Yes. Help. Please help. Help keep me and my mother fed. 74 years old she is. 2 dogs. 2 cats. Got a family of kittens in the backyard. And I'm still looking for my sweetheart. You think I'm famous enough to actually able to get women? I have not been so fortunate. And yes.
You mean if it's because of your, your magnetic personality, Chris? Because I can tell you very, very quickly why you will never, ever get a girlfriend. And that's not even me being cruel, that's me being honest. Because everyone else who knows Chris, even slightly remotely, will be able to tell you exactly why.
I've only had
no effort whatsoever.
Sex 2 times, ever, in my lifetime, so I'm not a virgin. And they were both in the same month, and that was more than 4 years ago. You think your life sucks because you're dwelling in your mother's basement, you darn dirty internet trolls and cyber bullies. Think of how it is in my head. I wish Cole Smithy would help us, but he's in New York being greedy, throwing his money away into the fire when he could be sharing it with his own mother to help pay him back, for putting him to the schools, the college, and a brand new car that was new in about 1980 or so. And Alan Carroll could help me out because I'm still their half sibling. And with our late father being in the memory, he comes visit me in my dreams nearly every night. Day, I don't know, I'm on a night schedule right now and I'm trying to get back on a day schedule. It's difficult. My subconscious doesn't want to get me out of bed because I know something is going to drive me crazy that day. Every day, something crazy. I get drained. Oh well. That's it. Have a good day.
On July 10th, Chris asked her Facebook readers for $20 or $50 via PayPal. This was soon followed by the first in a series of 4 short videos in which she asks for money.
$20, $50 American. Anybody, please donate. We need the money right now.
In the second video, she provided some comic relief in exchange for donations.
I don't know, hey, maybe a little comedy will help. Inspiring you to donate big amounts. I'm a little piggy, here's my snout. Oink, 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 oink. I'm a little piggy, here's the meme. Oink, 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 here's my snout.
The third video seemed to be a result of a request from a possibly willing donator, either the YouTuber Mysterious Mr. Enter or someone pretending to be him.
By request of...
I can tell you this absolutely categorically. First off, I'll get to my opinion about these videos in a second, but I can tell you right now, there is absolutely no way in hell Jonathan Enter, Mysterious Mr. Enter, Mr. Enter, Jonathan Rosansky, there is absolutely no way in hell he would have wanted to donate money to Chris. You want to know how I know this? Because Mr. Enter, as far as I'm aware of, is fully aware of who Chris is. And also, I think it was like around about this time where Mr. Enter, he had a lot of other things going on in his life that he had to worry about anyway. I don't particularly think he's got time to worry about people who cannot help themselves. That's another part of why I don't donate to Chris, because he's not going to be, he won't appreciate, he won't value it, he'll just burn it all away. And also, I've watched Mr. Enter for nearly 6 years now. I don't particularly think he's the sort of person who will encourage this sort of behavior or encourage Chris making an ass out of himself because of what he does in this part.
The Mysterious Mr. Enter. Flub, 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 flub.
Chris proceeds to say the word flub a total of 86 times. In the final video, she thanks her donator for their contribution.
My mother and I, we have received the minimum $20 that we required in the meantime for our immediate emergency. But there is a bigger emergency. My mother still has her teeth problem. So further donations are greatly appreciated to help pay for that. Okay? But anyway, thank you to everyone who individually totaled up the minimum $20 we need right now. Have a good, safe day.
On July 12th, Christine revealed on Facebook that she had been watching the animated series Sonic Boom and complained about the portrayal of the character Knuckles, writing that his grammar and common sense used to be more normal. She attributed his decrease in intellect to a possible takeover of his brain by the Y chromosomes. The next day, Chris wrote that she was feeling stressed, dizzy, and mentally lost. She soon after wrote that she had taken an online personality test and found that she was kind, but thought that either bad people had taken maladvantage of her kindness or not enough people around her noticed her positive qualities. On that same day, Chris uploaded a YouTube video centered on her mother, Barbara.
Okay, so let me explain about the videos for a second. They were blatantly just... Chris just blatantly begging outright for money. That's obvious. And now, Chris going to utilize the sympathy card some more by putting his own mother into these videos to beg for money. It's as disgusting as it sounds because that's what it is.
My name is Barbara Chandler. I presently am in need of financial help to get dental work done. That's expensive. I'm asking for donations towards my dental repairs. Any amount will be helpful. The expense is large. Thank you for your consideration.
On July 14th, Chris advertised on Facebook that she was selling a Pokemon card, which she won as part of a sweepstakes sponsored by game publisher Wizards of the Coast in the year 2000 or 2001 on eBay, setting the starting bid at $50. Bidding on the card soon exceeded $300 due to Ween's leaving troublesome bids. Christine soon after listed more Pokemon cards up for sale, set at $100 each, and only available as buy it now items, possibly to deter Weens from bidding falsified amounts, since by this time, her first Pokemon card listed up for sale had currently reached a bid of over $9,000. Also on that date, she revealed that she had downloaded the new mobile game, Pokemon Go, but was wary of playing it due to the cons mentioned in a video by YouTuber Jwitz. Chris added that she might not ever play the game because of stresses and anxieties in her life. The next day, Christine
So much to socializing then. Can throw that out the window.
posted a photo of a bag branded with My Little Pony character Sweetie Belle, looking downtrodden and expressing the sentiment of meh. Chris added context to her post. "That's how I'm feeling right now. Please, at least help me with buying one or both of my Pokemon cards right now. P.S. I am not on any drugs, nor have I ever smoked. You accusing, prevaricating, internet trolls and cyberbullies. And I supposed my mother and I and our 2 dogs can starve, since nobody wants to donate to actually help us here at home anymore. Ugh."
So, oh yeah, that's also gonna help your cause, Chris, by telling your audience that you and your dogs and you're gonna starve just because you refuse to I am so done repeating myself, because we all know exactly what the issue here is.
In the replies, Kim Wilson stated that Chris was indeed not smoking drugs, but was on Lipitor, her medication, and had allegedly tried marijuana. Jessica Quinn encouraged Chris to build up confidence in order for things to get better. Kim later added that Chris should refrain from using complicated words, like prevaricate, which may make her appear to be dumb, as she tries to make it seem like she was more educated than she actually was. On July 18th, Kiwi Farms user Koosbane, using the alias George, texted Chris, asking if she would record a video for his girlfriend Amber to celebrate their anniversary. After receiving the details concerning the message of the video, Chris asked to be paid $50. She ended up recording and then uploading the video on YouTube before getting paid. Koosbane later revealed that he refused to give any money to Chris. This was also notably the first video in 6 years to feature a Captain's Log introduction.
Captain's Log, stardate, July 18th, 2014. Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again. To start us off on this thing, I have a special dedication.
I think you meant to say 2016.
From George to his girlfriend Amber. Personalized anniversary video. Well, George, you're lucky to have Amber, I tell you what. Anyway, to Amber, happy anniversary. I love you so much. This has been the best 6 months of my life, and all to you. You made my life so wonderful. I hope this is only the beginning.
I would love to see what happens if Chris decided to open a Cameo account, and he would have to hold up like his second phone because he has no idea to like rehearse or to do any of this, or he'll just straight up refuse to send out, do the cameos.
To the rest of our lives. From George to Amber. Happy anniversary, y'all. If you want, my brain's trying to, stress, anxiety, yep. Well, anyway, alright, so reminder that I'll do personal videos for, $50 a pop. Just like I did for George and Amber there. But since my
$50? Chris, you know how I was referencing earlier this guy, Luke Alexander? You know how what the going bid is to do a video for him on Cameo? It's like $5. $5. That's 10 times less than what Chris is doing for. And Luke is a fantastic person in his own right, because he's not a complete unsincere arsehole like Chris. I'm gonna leave like a link down to his channel down below, because I seriously need to. The difference is almost unlimited.
My shop is down. I'll take the requests via text message to my phone number, which will be located right underneath this video. So we'll do the arrangements there, and I'll do the video recording and so on and so forth. Anyhow, long day. No comment on my personal life. No confirm or deny to rumors or facts, whichever. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you, and have a good day. Have a good day.
As a result of Chris publicly releasing her phone number to discuss making commissioned videos, she received a large amount of text messages from people wanting her to make videos reciting texts that were for the most part discreetly mocking of her character.
Homosexual known as Josh has paid me $50 in United States currency to pay this video. He is truly a crazy fucking idiot for doing so. His words, not mine. He wanted me to tell his friend Nicole that she is an attractive slut and that he admires her greatly and appreciates her filthy whore face. Happy early birthday, you magnificent piece of human garbage. You are such trash and we all love you a lot.
You know, as funny as I think this does highlight, again, another more serious aspect to this, is that in crises like this, desperate people do very desperate things, and yeah, that's why I'm kind of very half and half. Despite everything I've said so far in this video alone, I still feel as if, like, he shouldn't be asking people, period. He should be doing things on his own. He should be looking for a job. I mean, we know that's almost never going to happen, but you know what I'm saying. This is just going to lead to people taking advantage of him. Again.
On a more serious note, Josh also wanted me to remind you that I, Christine, am now and I've always been a worthwhile human being that deserves a great amount of respect and gratitude for over the years of creativity and effort I have poured forth. Please take a moment out of each day to think about the tremendous good I have done for you and others and what you could do to give back. Be the hero that you feel inside. Be the science you that's in your heart. And go fast. Go to PayPal and buy a personalized video just like Josh did. With much love, Josh asked me to bid you a fond farewell, and may lightning hedgehogs guide you to a path of happiness. Well, Nicole, at least he appreciates you.
Over the course of the next 9 days, she released 9 videos, which were made as part of her commissioned video plan she devised in the absence of her Etsy store. These included her singing the Beatles song, Yellow Submarine.
Yellow submarine, and we all live in it. We all live in a hippopotamus, a hip.
He couldn't even get the fucking song right. Oh, for God's... Chris, if I wanted you to sing Yellow Submarine, I would have just expected you to just done it and stayed on track. Is that really too much to ask?
Hippopotamus, a hippopotamus. We all live in a hippopotamus, sitting on my head.
And a video in which she sings a supposed song called Fuck Fuck Shake My Boobies.
Fuck 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 shake my boobies, shake my boobies, shake my boobies. Wee.
I hope some... Was it... I don't think it was as much... I think paying more than $1 for that, I think, was not even close to enough. Because listening to Chris sounding like a slightly horny chicken, whilst also just jiggling the fat on his on his chest is what I was saying before about desperate people, desperate things, etc., etc.
Because of the content of this video, it was soon removed, and her YouTube channel received a strike, leaving it one more strike away from being removed and terminated entirely, about which she complained in the Facebook post. This also prevented her from uploading any new videos for 2 weeks.
Oh.
It was around this time that Christine became depressed because allegedly some unknown lesbians told her that she was not a real female because she did not have a vagina. Believing that the subliminal frequency videos she had been watching on YouTube were having a positive effect on her, Chris thought that her inner labia was beginning to grow underneath her taint, or the space between her testicles and her anus. After drinking some alcohol, she took a knife and cut open a gash in her taint, thinking it would release her labia, trapped underneath. She then took photos of it and published them on the image hosting site, Imager. On July 24th, Christine made a Facebook post concerning her labia, but implied that it had naturally burst out and opened. Announcement! As a number of online...
I know I've covered this slightly before because it's more disturbing than I think I've tried to explain earlier. But this... Where did Gino get this music from? Let me take this back to the beginning.
It was around this time that Christine became depressed because allegedly some unknown lesbians told her that she was not a real female because she did not have a vagina. Believing that the subliminal frequency videos she had been watching on YouTube were having a positive effect on her, Chris thought that her inner labia was beginning to grow underneath her taint, or the space between her testicles and her anus. After drinking some alcohol, she took a knife and cut open a gash in her taint, thinking it would release her labia, trapped underneath. She then took photos of it and published them on the image hosting site, Imager. On July 24th, Christine made a Facebook post concerning her labia, but implied that it had naturally burst out and opened. Announcement! As a number of online people may be aware, I have been grooving with the subliminal frequencies and binaural beats towards my transition from male to female body. The source being the Subliminal Frequency Hypnosis Wizards Binaural Beats channel on YouTube. Last March, I've started simple with growing my breasts out with their breast growth hormone track. It worked to my amazement at a full inch outward per week in about 2 months. I've also listened to change my nipples to teats, as well as begin producing breast milk. Also, related, from a separate track on another channel, I have eased and cured the worst of my autism too. But since last May, I decided...
The worst of his autism, so Chris lied about it being completely gone. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
To take it a step further and begin my transition from male to female with the penis to vagina tracks, including the individual organ changing tracks, and for a while the intersex track. And 2 Fridays ago, July 15th, while I slept that night, my labia started splitting open, and I found the initial hole and blood the next morning, and over the few days that followed, the labia opened to its full length, and I've been dealing with the blood that came out. I have been keeping it clean, daily monitoring it, and treating it with rubbing alcohol. I have started the wheels in motion for the full HRT and SRS by seeing my doctor last Friday, because I felt like I didn't want to wait much longer to fully become the woman that I should have been born as. With that, I have uploaded a photo of my labia onto Imager for all 18-plus-year-old individuals to see. But I do not want to be overrun with tabloid and paparazzi attention over this.
Don't worry, Chris, you're not. You're not that... Even when I'm... No.
Or have a total big deal made. As for my own statement to quote, I will state the following. Have belief and faith in what your body can do, and with such binaural beats and frequencies, as well as persistence and patience, what you'd like can happen for you. Her Facebook friends and onlookers from Kiwi Farms showed great concern over her situation. Null, the administrator of the farms, informed a medical professional about Chris's condition, and they felt that if the hole was the result of her past infected taint piercing, there was a great chance that she could die because of it. Kiwi Farms user Doc Cassidy wrote several text messages to Chris, begging her to go to the hospital, to which she replied that she had gone to the hospital the previous night and found that there was no infection. She soon after wrote a brief post to publicly announce her alleged medical examination of the previous night. Jessica Quinn commented that Chris should seek a second opinion and then provide proof that she had gone to the doctor. Christine later edited her post to state that she had gone to the doctor on that same day, rather than the previous night. After receiving numerous messages of concern for her health, Christine soon followed up with a short post which stated that the photos were allegedly faked to troll the trolls. On that same day, she made another Facebook post showing that she had gotten a woman card in support of politician Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign, and also that she had gotten a new driver's license which stated that her given name was Christine and that she was female. 2 days later, Kiwi Farms user Innocuous Banter sent some text messages to Chris, attempting to learn more about her current health situation. Chris informed them that she had gone to the doctor and apparently was told that her labia was coming in good, and that it would finish growing in a few months. Marvin of the Kiwi Farms and other former trolls close to her tried their hardest to convince Christine to go to the emergency room and provide proof of it. She later sent them the prescription she received as proof, but upon checking it, they determined that she had lied about her condition, as her medication seemed to be for testicular pain rather than her self-inflicted taint wound. After aggressive persistence, Chris sought proper attention to get her wound treated, after which time she deleted her Facebook posts regarding her labia and tried to avoid the topic online. According to Marvin, Christine had believed that her labia was going to sprout out at some time, but by cutting her taint open, she thought she could accelerate the process. On July 28th, she made a new paid video for YouTube to evade the 2-week-long ban.
Let's just draw a veil, because I went from being angry to being very, very sad to being annoyed again to being very... Now we've just gone past the part of being... I mean, that whole... Where was... The last 5 minutes have left me feeling a whole load of things. It started off for me feeling sad, but then very, very concerned. Because this might be one of those very few times in his life where Chris actually, you know what, he practiced what he preached and he nearly died because of it. Now, this should have been the point now. And I like to imagine the reason why he doesn't want, if he doesn't bring it up again, I wouldn't be surprised, because for once he might have actually have learned something out of all this, that he should not say shit that he simply does not know is true. I say that because as of this date, there's been no more news about whether or not Chris has actually ever had a fully working labia or vagina or not, because I don't particularly think there is.
She created a new YouTube channel, Christine Chandler, in order to upload it.
Sexual intimacy will no longer be intimate. They have to be as mundane conversation. We will be monitored by artificial intelligence through every medium for our own protection. And humans will always feel inclined to erode morality through slogans relating to love and freedom, believing that it is part of evolution, conditioned from birth to worship the institution.
2 days later, she uploaded another video to her second YouTube channel, a reading of the 2008 novelette written by the troll Vivian G, which up to this point was left unread.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes, we have been busy around here. We've been clearing out lots and lots of boxes, and actually going through them since we moved back here. Anyway, among which I found a book that I have been curious about for a while, because I actually never read it. A Girl Who Brought Down the World, boo, survived a house fire, boo.
Wow, that's
the one that the author had actually sent me, the proof copy. So anyway, I have been curious, so I'm gonna start reading it now. In another video series. And this is on my own personal merit. Nobody has paid me or asked me to do this. Okay, chapter 1, Neighbors.
This is not going to be nice.
Hello, my name is Kid. I'm just a cute girl. At least, that's what everyone tells me. I don't have many friends in the city I live in.
She would eventually make 2 more videos reading through the book, covering the first 4 chapters. In early August, Barbara Chandler was sued by Capital One Bank for unpaid debts. The hearing was set to take place on September 14th of that year. Christine was also ordered to pay fines amounting to $111 for failing to acquire licenses for the family's dogs. Also during this time, Chris was keeping busy with clearing out old boxes from the family's house, which had been lying stagnant ever since they moved back in a year and a half ago. This made her unavailable to respond to mounting text messages or fulfill video orders, but promised that she would return to making videos shortly. On August 6th, Chris shared an article on Facebook which wrote that PayPal had decided to close the accounts for the Quickie and the Kiwi Farms due to the harm the sites caused unto others. Chris called herself the top victim of the criminals and asked if PayPal would provide her with compensation in return. On August 8th, she regained the ability to upload videos on her original channel after a 2-week-long ban and continued her paid video campaign.
Hello, this is Christine Chandler coming to you from my home once again. Hey, Shelly, from your husband. He definitely wishes you a happy birthday, and I'll wish you a happy birthday too. Okay? So, you turn another year older, another year wiser. That's good.
That's good.
Have a good day.
On August 9th, after the person who bid over $9,000 on her Pokemon card failed to pay for it, Christine relisted the card again on eBay, set at a buy it now price of $500. She also listed a VHS release of the Disney film Aladdin, set at a buy it now price of $3,000, upon believing the claims at the time that the Disney films released as part of the Black Diamond collection were worth thousands of dollars. The next day, she shared an article which reported that a mother and son that were involved in an incestuous relationship were arrested. Chris also let her own feelings on the subject be known.
Of course he does.
I have a few things to say in response to this article. Firstly, the child was over 18, and surely the mother has talked it out with him beforehand. The child might have had social problems, or a situation where
AKA Chris talking about shit that doesn't concern him, thinking that he knows everything about this. And also that, forget it. Just keep your nose out of this, Chris. Nobody asked for your opinion.
socializing or going out to socialize with other people was a greater difficulty. Financial situation to prevent paying someone else to come over and help out in the situation. Moreover, it was the lifelong affections between parent and child. Also, the mother probably could not bear any ovum for children anymore. Anyhow, who among everyone in this world has not had a dream of having sex with one of their parents? Never acting on them ever, I, myself, did have dreams of having sex with my mother. Although incest is quite a controversial topic, but there are circumstances where there would be not so much harm as one may think, feel, or believe. The child is over 18. The mother is unable to have any more children at the time. Birth control and protection is available and can be used. In a case of father/daughter, birth control definitely should be used anyhow. Also, consider if the child is adopted, not as much biological. Plus, this offers a chance for better teaching the child how to better satisfy their eventual partners. The schools can only teach from books, not so much practice. And nobody wants to end up being a 20 or 30-plus-year-old virgin. I know, that is a huge, enduring pain. Unless the sex act was abusive, hurtful, or would result in an unwanted birth of a physical or mental challenged child. I would not judge or persecute the parent and child. I would encourage the child to socialize more, maybe make it easier for the child to meet more people his/her age. Do not send the mother and son to jail. Kim Wilson commented that incest was not harmless like Chris stated, but in fact could cause serious mental issues and emotional scarring, and advised her against taking part in incest. Christine clarified that she had not and would not. As Christine caused herself a medical emergency, she refused to admit that she was bringing herself in harm's way, overcome with the belief that she could transform her body into a true female form. With the overflow of messages of concern and advice, it appeared that rather than observing her every move out of mockery or amusement, there was an increasing number of people watching to make sure she was safe. For Chris continued to prove, day after day, that she could not live her life comfortably on her own.
Why did I move this over the app? And that, guys, after very nearly 90 minutes, brings us to the end of part 51. Why exactly does Why is Chris... I know fine. I don't quite know what the thing is for safeguarding is in the US, because I know the system for like safeguarding in the UK quite well, and I just want to say right now, if police or anybody had any sense to contact the police over the fact that Chris did what he did with his taint, then I'm going to be probably be one of the first people to say that they should not have made it mandatory. They should have made it compulsory for Chris to understand, because almost forget trolls, forget white knights for a second. These are people who are safeguarding Chris from himself. Chris is doing more danger to himself through his actions, and not only in his perceived is warped sense of reality, but the fact that now he's doing horrible, dangerous things to his body and actually convincing others to do the same. Chris, I'm going to end this video off because, you know what, I know fine well you'll never listen to this, because I just know you won't, but I'm going to say this now. Chris, I can guarantee you, if you ever do stuff like this ever again, it won't be the emergency room you'll be going to next. You'll be going straight to the morgue. You are not indestructible, Chris. You are not solitude. You are not a CPU. These things will become prevalent in the next, probably by maybe part 57 or something like that. But just to let you know, Chris, because I really do mean it this time, and I'm being as sincere as I can, if you carry on like this, you're not going to live for 1,000 years. You probably may not make 5 years. I'm saying that right now. If you do not do something very, very soon, you're not going to reach 5 years. Do you really want your life to come to an end at 44? Because it's going to become very obvious to a lot of people soon that any chance you might have had might be it. You might have completely wasted your chance, despite what everyone's been saying. And when in spite of everything, in spite of you clinging on to solitude and of the habit of living through long years that you believed you were perfect, you believed that you could attract females, despite the fact that you've been trolled, you've been deceived, you've been bullied, you've been blackmailed, you've been extorted, no matter what happened, you still not seem to realize that all of these things have caused, up until this point, your life to be living in complete and utter misery. And when you look at it in that light, you might have formed some kind of protest and done something about it, but I'm becoming very, very skeptical. Not just for what's happening right now, but what's happening only a few short years ago. How is anybody supposed to be convinced, Chris? How are you supposed to convince us? Because I'm not convinced. No way. And with all that being said and done, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I started this video at 10 o'clock and it's now nearly 11:30. So I'll see all of you guys again in 2-3 weeks time when we check out part 52. Take care, ladies and gentlemen, and bye bye for now.